It is the ESL One Cologne 2014 tournament, a total prize pool of $250,000.
All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's get live into the game, guys. This is it. Then you're on the button, bro, but let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to be Inferno between NaVi and Copenhagen Wolves. And as far as the bans are concerned, the ban pick, it's 2 bans per team, and then the map is chosen randomly. But the first team to ban, in this case NaVi, will get to pick which side they start on as well. So NaVi starting on the CT side here on this important map.
And I would say NaVi are quite the favorites in this one. They have some absolutely incredible players. The question is if they're going to be doing better on LAN than they do online, and the answer is NaVi is definitely a LAN team. Zeus almost could have got the first kill on Carrigan, but instead it's Pimp that actually started off taking down Guardian, one of the heavy hitters on NaVi. Edward trying to connect through the smoke, won't be able to do it. Bomb goes down, and Zeus is going to fall as Starix gets the kill on Cajun as well. Up in the graveyard, it is Glaive waiting in a really good position, but he's going to lose his teammate in Nico, and now it's down to a 3-on-3. C's charging in, going to find one guy in the corner, and it's Pimp and Glaive left. They got to do something right now. They got to step it back. Pimp alone gets the one headshot, but it's a 1-on-2. That bomb is going to be defused here. Starix is the one with the kit, and he's going to find in the corner, and there is enough time for it. So a good retake, but Copenhagen Wolves, they could have probably won that round.
That was very close, wasn't it? I mean, NaVi, it looked a little dicey there for a second. But there we have. We have the sound going, guys. Don't worry. Sound is now live, but it was looking a little bit dicey there for a second for NaVi because, I mean, Zeus misses his opportunity in apartments. That could have been an entry frag right there for NaVi. And then Edward not really able to do anything to stop them from getting onto that site. He stays alive, though. And that's the most important thing there is the fact that Edward stays alive and manages to clear Glaive out of Graveyard eventually. So it takes one of those positions away from Copenhagen Wolves. And once it comes down to Pimp in a corner, 1v2, he's got nowhere to go, no room to maneuver. Really tough situation. So Copenhagen Wolves, they still get the plan, I guess. That's what we need to really be putting the emphasis on here. They are going to be able to go for a 3rd round bye eventually.
Here comes the anti-eco, and Edward will pick up 2 really important kills as they did lose the first guy. Edward will pick up a quick triple, and now Nico's going to go down, and that's a 4th for Edward. And speaking of Edward and Inferno...
That's right, I was about to bring it up.
Yeah, what were you about to bring up?
Case King, you know, when they played versus iBuyPower, the slaughter, the one-man wrecking crew, the one time, it's like, unless we go back to like Epsilon Hellraisers where it was just like the Shoxy show, that map where Edward stepped up and got like 34 frags, for NaVi.
I think what happened that game, for anyone who wasn't watching 1.6 when Edward was playing as well as he could, that was like a small glimpse of what Edward is actually like as a player, and it is absolutely terrifying.
It is, and what's really interesting is whether he actually manages to keep that form going, because it really seems like for a while now, you know, you get the glimpse. You get a glimpse of what Edward is really capable of, and then it kind of fades away. Now we have to see if he's brought that shape here at Gamescom. The major, I mean, this is the major event, but it's going to be a quick A split here, up short, up long. They're trying to close in Copenhagen Wolves, but there's the defense is too strong. Zeus and Edward are still alive.
A good pick off from Cajun, and Glaive is actually going to take on Guardian. This grenade will do just a little bit of damage to Cajun, not enough for Edward in the pit, still alive, and they have to figure out a way to deal with him. Obviously, Cajun is going to put down the bomb, and he shouldn't be able to win this. 7 HP left. He's going to get taken down by Starix. Actually, Edward steals that kill, so that's another triple. I think he's right now 8-0, and so I don't think he's died yet. And yeah, that's a powerful start. But now we see already, it's only been 3 rounds, so it's way too early to pass too much judgment on Copenhagen Wolves. But we see that there is an issue with Edward in that pit, and there is a ton of ways to deal with it. But right now, the Wolves haven't.
Yeah, I mean, Nico trying to actually jump into the pit, right? Sneak his way through, one of the slowest ways to actually get into pit, and Edward doesn't get caught off guard by it. That smoke, I mean, really what they're going for here, Copenhagen Wolves, and it comes as no surprise, they're just trying to smoke him off. They're trying to throw the smokes down and forget about Edward. Only thing is that Edward, he stays alive and he still gets damage done.
Let's see, Guardian in the middle. He misses the first shot there. They do have a couple of people jumping down, and obviously there's no rifles. It's a really good grenade from Guardian, and it should be an easy round. But I actually am a big fan of the idea of smoking off Edward. I think the problem is that they smoke him off, but then they wait inside the site, all of them inside the A bomb site. If they smoked him off and then went to pick off the people rotating in from B, and just ignore Edward, that's great, because then he can't do anything alone. But they allow for backup to show in, and then they're actually sandwiched in between Edward and the backup. And that's not good. So they need to figure out how to do one or the other. Either kill Edward or leave him and then kill his teammates.
We'll see now. I mean, it is going to be a quick play through the smoke here. They do manage to overwhelm Starix. And the rotation not quite there yet, but C's should be in position to be able to stop these guys from actually getting up onto this site. They line up for him to boot, and he gets both frags. So 4th round now on the board here for NaVi. We're going to get another opportunity now to see what Copenhagen Wolves are capable of here. They do have the money for a full buy. thanks to all the bomb plants that they've been getting as well. That at least there is that. They've been getting consistent bomb plants, or I mean, at least two out of 4 rounds they've had a plant right now. So Copenhagen Wolves, they're getting the bomb down. Now we have to see what the guns are. Are they able to hold on to it? And Nico.
Exactly.
Nico.
The guns. Nico is going to be able to pick up that AWP, and that is obviously a really big deal at this point, because him versus Guardian is something everyone's been waiting for. And in the middle, Nico only just manages to shoot Edward in the hip. It's going to be picked up afterwards by Pimp. And Guardian is looking down second mid. Going to miss the shot on Pimp and then try and fall back to a little bit of a more safe position, with Zeus helping, shooting through the smoke. Almost picks up 2, but actually gets none in the end. And the A-bomb side's lost here. This is a great push for Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, Edward gone. That leaves that side completely open. And now Guardian is trying to look for an angle here, but he's cut off by the smoke. He's cut off by the molly, rather, and this flash is going to delay him further. Nico's got his AWP, though. Misses the first shot. Is Guardian going to be able to spot him? No, he will not. And that is going to slow everything down now. It looks like they're actually going to be backing off. NaVi want no part in this. 5 members alive still for Copenhagen Wolves. It's just too tough to crack.
A lot of things that could have turned out very differently in this round. I mean, if Edward hadn't been spotted going down there towards the bench in the middle, he would have been in a great position to pick off anyone walking by. But as it were, Copenhagen Wolves saw one opening, getting Edward killed. They instantly bounced on it or pounced on that idea and went for the A-bomb site. So that's a just really swift reaction and good calling from Glaive here, who is the captain, of course, of Copenhagen Wolves, and actually an incredible in-game leader. So just we always end up talking about a lot of other people. Glaive should be mentioned.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if Glaive said, oh yeah, we picked off Edward, okay, go up short. Because everybody on Copenhagen Wolves goes up short. That's Edward's position. He's gone.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, unless they can manage to rotate somebody there in time, NaVi, that's going to be the gap that allows Copenhagen Wolves to get that first round. And this is still fairly early on in the half here. If Copenhagen Wolves can pick up a second round fast, NaVi are going to be on the back foot.
Yeah, they are. And we're talking about, the Wolves figuring out a way to deal with Edward. Well, Edward dealt with himself walking out of that pit. Guardian is going to pick up the first kill here on Cajun. And that will leave it at a 4-on-5. Still plenty of time for the Wolves to get a kill in return, but they do need to get one. I'm wondering if he's going to get flashed in here by somebody up in Graveyard. That could be really cool.
Now, do they peek? Do they play this aggressively? At this point, NaVi, the way to play it is basically hang back and not give Copenhagen Wolves the opportunity to get a refrag, basically, or even it up, bring it back to a 4-on-4. That should not be allowed. NaVi playing very patiently, working together as we saw there. Zeus setting up for Edward.
Yeah.
The peek into apartments behind the flash. That's just textbook team play. That's what we need to be seeing from NaVi right now for them to get some control back in this half. Whereas Copenhagen Wolves, they stick together, and Edward just walks right into Nico, and Kerrigan picks off Zeus.
And Guardian missing a really crucial shot here. Only going to leg the other guy. No scope. Takes down Pimp. Goes for a second one. He's not going to get it. But seized with a great double. Leaving Nico alone in a 1-on-2. No bomb plant. 30 seconds left. This looks like it was going to go in favor of the the Danish team. But it's not going to happen now. Nico will put down the bomb. But this is still very tough. And Starix is going to be coming up behind him in the apartments. I'm not sure this is going to work out. Nico throws out a Molotov, but he should be caught here any second. They know exactly where he is. He's going to pick up the one, goes for the second, misses the scope. He's got one more shot, and he's going to get it. Oh my God, Nico picks up the triple kill, and NaVi, they end up losing a round that they definitely shouldn't have. That is going to sting them.
Right. Well, so we didn't go through everything at the very beginning of this half. Copenhagen Wolves, we expressed our concern as to their lack of practice. They just didn't have time, and this is self-admitted. They said we had a week basically to get ready for this tournament as its full lineup. But then you have to think they have players like Cajun B, like Nico, like Pimp. I mean, these are heavy hitters. These are guys who are capable of getting those triple rounds, and that's going to be the big difference maker here for Copenhagen Wolves. If they can allow those individual performances to shine and just carry the team despite the fact that they aren't necessarily ready as far as the tactics are concerned.
A really, really strange round as well coming out. Starix will take down Cajun. Actually, NaVi forced it up this round, and I definitely don't agree with it, but when they get the opening pick like that, it obviously does seem like a really good idea, but I think this is a huge risk to run from NaVi. They have only one smoke left, and there's still more than a minute left on the clock, which means if Copenhagen Wolves play this slow, eventually they're going to be able to walk just freely into a bomb site and start picking people off, so that's a problem.
Yeah, and there's still plenty of nades on Copenhagen Wolves' side. They're going to be able to set up whatever round they want. There's the last smoke for the CT side. It's just gone down now for NaVi over at B. But Copenhagen Wolves, this is a round that's worth 2, essentially, because if they can pick this up, NaVi have put every last dime into this round. If they can pick this up, Copenhagen Wolves, they have a strong chance of bringing it up to 4-4. And really, Copenhagen Wolves, a team like them, a Danish team, all they really need is potentially like 5 rounds even on this T side of Inferno. CT side is going to be very scary for them. So
yeah. I definitely agree, and we're going to see a bit of a B push coming out. There's a strong defense going on from NaVi. They basically have 3 people already here. It's just going to be very tough, I think, for Copenhagen Wolves to make it through. Seized in the back here by the new boxes with the FAMAS. Guardian shown up with just a deagle in hand, and he's going to get taken down way too aggressive. No reason for him to do that. StarX will pick up the 1 here. 10 seconds left. He's going to go down, and that is going to be a bomb plan unless Zeus can stop it here. 6 seconds. They need to put that bomb down quick, and they are going to be able to get it. There's the headshot on Pip. It's a 2-on-2 now, and now that's going to be the instant retake. So Copenhagen Wolves, unfortunately, they had no time to get into push plant position once the bomb was down. But actually, I don't think it should have even been that close. I think NaVi should have been able to close this round out even earlier. And I'm going to have to put it on Guardian. There was no reason he had to go that aggressive.
With the deagle, I mean, it's still 2 guys alive at the back of sight with the crossfire. That's the thing. They have that position.
Why not? Why would you not say, instead of having a double crossfire, why not put it at a triple? If he waits in flowers and they walk in even further until he can just shoot them, then they can triple peek instead of double peek.
That's true.
It is a really bad trade-off.
With so little time left on the clock, NaVi, it basically turned into this running fight. It never let up. As soon as Copenhagen Wolves made the play for B, there was always somebody there from NaVi to keep the pressure on. Zeus as well doing a fantastic job. So, I mean, really, in the end, NaVi played it as best as they could, seeing as how they had so few nades to work with. Now Seized is turning it up on Banana. Pimp is going to get caught. Again, the entry frag goes NaVi's way. And this is a round that Guardian has his AWP, and they actually have quite a few rifles and nades still, NaVi. So a solid defense is possible.
It is indeed. StarX in the back here is going to take down 1 and Seized with a double kill so far. And this is not looking good, but there is actually a Molotov kill on StarX, and somehow we've ended up in a 2-on-3. Nico very low on health, but at least it's going to be a bomb plant for the terrorist side, and that's always good news. That grenade won't do all too much. Sees it coming, and Nico is going to fall. That's Edward and Guardian picking up a kill each at the end. So a pretty good, I think, defense and some pretty, aggressive moves coming out on Banana from NaVi's side, which is good, but I'm still not sure what it was that really sparked NaVi to change up their defense at A. Because, they had Edward in the pit and it worked out well, and now they've been playing a lot more aggressively, NaVi. I mean, I'm unsure about them switching it up as much as they are.
Well, I like the fact that they go for a triple play on B early.
Yeah,
right?
on B, cool.
Like, that's good. You got to change up the pace on the CT side. You have to go ahead and, aggressive push down mid from NaVi. Now 3 guys on B from NaVi, right? They're trying to change it up so that they're unpredictable. Copenhagen Wolves, however, really showing no fear and just going straight up rush to B early as well. I think that the big thing is that NaVi don't waste any time with the rotation at all. They just haul to B site and get everybody there as quickly as possible. So Copenhagen Wolves are running into the blender in the end.
Now they're going up the middle. They just have pistols, and they're going to take care of Guardian really quickly. Zeus will get a kill through the smoke here, and Edward's going to try and pick it up, get the 1, and Cajun will take him down. So it's a 3-on-3. Cajun could have fallen then. Zeus got to be careful here. Running out of bullets as well. Really can't afford to lose any more players, and now they're doubling up in the library. Bomb will go down, and this is already a hugely successful round from Copenhagen Wolves, and if they can somehow win it, that's going to be really upsetting for NaVi. Cajun missing a shot with the AWP, and he only needs to get hit once and he's going to go down.
No, Zeus not able to connect. He's finally going to get that Molotov down. 4 points of health on Cajun B. Doesn't give him a whole lot of breathing room here. StarX going right up onto the site. Manages to pick up the first. And Seized is there to lend a hand for the second. Glaive is now caught in the corner once again. Nowhere to go. Gets overwhelmed. And NaVi with 3 members alive managed to get the man with the kit onto that bomb. And they will pick up the 7th round here. So NaVi hanging in there, despite the fact that it was looking pretty close. Cajun B not able, missing 4 op shots, though. That's a bit of a problem there for Copenhagen Wolves.
And also, a little bit uncharacteristic, because one of the things we haven't mentioned about this team is that they basically have
like four
AWPers, maybe even 5. Glaive can actually pick up an AWP as well. But if you really wanted to talk about it, it's obviously Nico primary, and then Cajun, Carrigan, Pimp, all been known to AWP as well. So that's a little bit weird. I guess on Inferno it's not the most useful thing, but we'll see on the CT side if they're going to make use of some sort of double AWP setup. I wouldn't be surprised that all of that happened.
No, that is something that they can do. I mean, Pimp as well. He's expressed it in the past how he wanted to come back as a full-time AWPer. I mean, this guy, he doesn't mess around. So there's a lot of talent on Copenhagen Wolves, just a lot of raw aiming power, and I think that's going to be what gives them a chance to get through this group.
Smoke's going in here. Great peek coming up from Zeus. Going to pick up the 2, and then C's chiming in on the crossfire. It's Edward, and the terrorists have no idea where to look. You can see the complete confusion that evolves as they push into that middle area. Now Nico is going to be alone, and he has to get some kills in here. Losing just 1 member is a very strong round from NaVi. Now we're looking at an 8-2 scoreline. And the CIS team is just looking really strong at the moment. And this is a problem because they're starting to build up money. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're not getting bomb plants in a round like that. And they're not killing anyone either.
No. You know, they need to be doing some damage. I mean, the money isn't completely out of control, despite how many rounds NaVi actually have on the board. Their money is not really just completely out. I mean, they can still buy up in the next round, but Copenhagen Wolves is within striking distance to get NaVi down to an eco. The big thing here is just that Seized and Edward are the guys doing a lot of the work for NaVi right now, and that's pretty much how it's supposed to go for NaVi. If Seized is getting frags, NaVi do very well. And we're seeing the Copenhagen Wolves are actually having quite a bit of trouble dealing with this. Look at this push from Edward. The sneak!
Are you kidding me? Now he's just hiding. He even has a silencer to just complete this spec-up mission that he's on. And he's going to be walking out right in front of them. They can't see a thing because of the smoke. They actually spot him through, and Edward goes down. The second time he pushes down aggressively in middle, and he actually gets punished for it. So this is not exactly a good track record in terms of playing this aggressively. Guardian's going to jump and spot one, but they spot him in return. And he's going to have to fall back, flashing himself into the middle to take a second peek, but... I mean, look at the damage that Copenhagen Wolves have received already. They got 4 people that could have been dead, maybe, even 3 at least, but... So, a few bullets here could actually make it happen. Starrick's going to spot one person there, but he goes down, and that's the B bomb site now. Very weak.
Very weak. Pimp is, or Seized rather, is going to manage to get into a position to be able to deal with this push. However, he's going to catch them as they go across, and they are so low. 2 kills for him. Brings it back to a 2-on-2, and Guardian just barely missing Kerrigan, who had the bomb, or Nico rather. So Nico's going to get that plant, and the crossfire is now set up here for Copenhagen Wolves, but Guardian, he's looking towards Banana. He wants to make sure he catches Cajun if he comes back around.
Yeah, this is a really good idea. Guardian, he's going to get shot right through the beam. Molotov in the back. Nico is going to burn unless he moves, and he walks right into Seuss. So that is absolutely the perfect time to use that incendiary grenade. And there's going to be another defuse. A really good attempt from Copenhagen Wolves, and based again off of, I would say, NaVi playing too aggressively. It seems like whenever that happens, Copenhagen Wolves are ready to get them to punish them and then react on that initial kill. And that's a really good trait, but what happens if NaVi stop playing aggressively and just play it safely? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm really liking from NaVi's side. Watching all of these rounds, they're really trying to keep Copenhagen Wolves completely off balance. Aggression, passive. I mean, they're showing that they can play it all here, NaVi. So this is going to be really tough for Copenhagen Wolves, because get into these rounds at the end of it, when you're getting it at the beginning, you're like, okay, this is what they've been doing. In fact, they've been doing everything. So how do you predict what they're going to play next? What's the style that you can expect from NaVi next? It really makes it difficult for Copenhagen Wolves to make accurate calls at the beginning of these rounds.
NaVi going for a bit of a classic as well, putting Starrix at the bottom of Banana and then 4 people at the A-bomb site. Something we've seen so often that it really is just become a common thing at this point. But it's a really powerful setup, of course. Copenhagen Wolves eating a bit of a grenade early on. They're going to go around the quad side, and Seuss is going to spot them already, calling out the backup here. Pimp is going to go down, and Seuss has enough bullets left to take down Glaive. So now it is a 5-on-3, and it's going to be just Cajun left. He gets some great kills in here on Seuss, but it's not enough, I think. In a 1-on-3 like this, he's going to get the bomb down, which is actually even more than he could have asked for here, but defending it is a different question altogether. He's going to get taken down by Seized, and that will be another round. 10-2 for NaVi. I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith here in my Danish brethren.
You know what's worse is that's kind of Glaive's play. Remember when there was like 3D Max and Glaive, you know, on Inferno CT side, they smoke off bottom Banana every time, right? And now NaVi are doing it to Glaive. They're like, oh, by the way, you know, maybe you're familiar with this strat. Let's go ahead and throw it at you and see what you do. And that's about it's about as bad as it can get there for Copenhagen Wolves. They run into the 4-man stack, and what's worse is they can't get rid of Zeus immediately. He needs to die just like instantly. If he peaks like that, he needs to be gone. And Copenhagen Wolves weren't able to get rid of him. And what's worse is he gets 2 kills as well. So it's worst case scenario everywhere Copenhagen Wolves look right now.
Again, really aggressive setup over here from Banana. And you're absolutely right. This is something that Glaive would love if he was on the CT side.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure he's enjoying playing against it. And now Edward with, you know, what is this, like the 7th variation we've seen of aggressive Edward play over towards this side of the map. This time it's up in the bedroom, and he's brought a chicken with him.
Well, you know, you need the company, right? And, you know, if his pillow gets a little soft, there you go. Or, you know, he's got fresh plumage to stuff in it. Perfect. And a meal to boot. Man, Edward thinks of everything. That's why he's this good.
You're going to receive emails from Peter really soon. They're going to be like,
But
not cool.
What I was going to get at is, NaVi, they were expressing how well their practice has gone for them. They feel like they've really managed to use their time effectively, and it really seems like it. They're throwing out they're pulling out all the stops right here, different positions every round, really making it difficult for Copenhagen Wolves to deal. And now we're into a 2-on-3 situation, but Zeus is already here on site, and he's going to get completely overwhelmed. Though I thought he'd at least get one.
What was that weird flashbang coming out from Zeus then? I don't know what happened then, because it seemed like if he had actually just thrown a flashbang and peeked behind it, that could have been brilliant. But I'm not sure if he managed to flash himself as much as he did the opponents, and they didn't even really see all of that flash. That was really strange. Now, Edward is going to commit to this retake in a 1-on-3, or is he just looking for exit kills? I'm guessing exit kills is the most reasonable thing. And it's not even that much of a bad plan. If Copenhagen Wolves win this round, which they definitely are doing, but lose the next one, they are going to be pretty much broke on money if they don't survive with a bunch of people here.
The thing is that the Triangle of Doom is set up on this B site. They had a man in Banana, a man behind new boxes, and a man in Ninja. Like, that is... Oh, wow, he still manages to get a kill.
No, that was Nico just dying to the bomb.
Exactly, but I mean, Edward keeps them there long enough, right? Yeah. Like, that's still a win for Edward. He manages to get one guy dead on Copenhagen Wolves, who are going to have to spend the money re-equipping him. Money that they don't want to be doing, or, spending this round.
NaVi've won a bunch of rounds in a row, and they still are not that great looking in terms of money. They just don't have that much, actually. If they lose another round here, we could be seeing a 10-5 half instead of something much worse. So that's pretty interesting. Copenhagen Wolves still have a tiny window here in the first half to get something done. Right now it's obviously 10-3, and they're pushing very aggressively right into a bunch of grenades, and Pimp and Cajun could have easily died to that. Starrick's in a great corner right here. Kerrigan not going to check it quick enough. He's going to go down, and next is going to be Glaive falling. The bomb is dropped as well, and that's a third kill coming in for NaVi.
Starrick's just playing that perfect. And now all of a sudden it's Cajun B. He's low, having taken so much nade damage early on. Nico, last man alive, 1v4, and Starks is still alive on this site. Garden is not going to allow him to escape. Fade back into that smoke? I think not. But Copenhagen Wolves, you're going to go for the aggression, right? They're trying to get ahead of NaVi and basically go for that change of pace that's going to catch NaVi off guard. But NaVi with the double nade down Banana is just too brutal. Copenhagen Wolves, they nearly lost 2 guys right off of that, down to 10 HP both.
And at this point, we're in the 15th round, the last of the first half, and they are reduced to buying armor pistols and a scout on Nico's. Just not very satisfying if you're on the Danish side right here. Nico going to go for the challenge in the middle and tries to peek again. He's looking for that scout headshot, but ultimately this means it's very likely we're going to see a 12-3 finish here for NaVi, and that is a good result. Yeah, and Edward again pushed in. Because of this smoke, he's not going to actually see Pimp, though. So Pimp could sneak past unless Pimp decides to hold this angle. Is Edward going to spot him in time? Yes, he will. Pimp spots him at the same time, though. Pimp doing good damage, but this is information. Now Kerrigan knows, and it's not even going to save him. Edward, too damn good. Up close to that CZ, finds the headshot. And now it's a 2-man lead for NaVi going into the 15th round. Copenhagen Wolves, they desperately need 4 rounds on the board. 3 is a bit of a stretch going into the second half. Yeah, I actually agree. I don't think 3 is going to be enough, unfortunately. Obviously, they could surprise us here. They are generally pretty good on the CT side here. Could have been a double shot, but it was seized to pick off one of them here, and Cajun's going to be running in. Takes down 2 people quick, and then is backstabbed by Zeus. 12-3 for the first half. Semler, that is, I don't think, not what Copenhagen Wolves needed. And the fact is, it could have been a completely different half if they had just won a few more rounds, basically. It takes what? 2 of those rounds where they get the bomb plant, and if they manage to hold. Yeah. And if could have definitely happened. I mean, a couple of rounds there, especially during the beginning of the half, essentially when NaVi was still low on money, and Copenhagen Wolves, they have the opportunity to break NaVi's economy. We're looking at a totally different half here. If Copenhagen Wolves can just win one of those crucial rounds where NaVi's money is low, they have to eco or go for a weird force buy, and then Copenhagen Wolves, we're looking at like 6 rounds on the board versus the 3 that they have right now. So it's just such a fine line that both of these teams are treading at this point, but this is exactly what we expect out of all of these teams. These are the best teams in the world right here at this major. So we expect the games to be that close, the rounds to be that close. And NaVi coming out ahead like this is just, I mean, a lot of NaVi fans are going to be very happy right now, because I think that a lot of them were pretty stressed out going into this tournament, wondering, what kind of shape are NaVi actually in right now?
can we expect the big things from them, the big plays?
Look, I think a lot of NaVi fans have been really stressed for the last month or so.
Yeah.
It is actually stressful watching NaVi games when they play online. But watching them like this at LAN is really encouraging, and that's good news. NaVi is a team that can definitely make it all the way to grand finals in this tournament if they keep playing at a level like this, and they need to. Obviously, what we're seeing here is that Edward is actually on top, but Guardian bottom fragging, not really a big deal because they're doing so well, but they still have that resource in there. And, you know, on a map that isn't Inferno, you put him on Dust 2, you put him on Mirage or something, Guardian could all of a sudden be the guy to shine. So we'll have to see how it's all going to unfold. Second half is coming up in just 10 seconds. A big welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us here at the ESL studio. It is the ESL One Cologne 2014 tournament that we're covering here. We're now in Group B, and we're covering the first game of that group. It's going to be super exciting here. We have a total prize pool of $250,000. So tell your friends, get everyone involved. This is going to be the biggest tournament for Counter-Strike yet, without a doubt.
This is where it all breaks down. What we've all been waiting for months since Katowice at the beginning of the year. Now we have it here in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom, the monstrous, basically game fair. The thing is just huge. But now we get into the second round pistol, and this, of course, it goes without saying, Copenhagen Wolves, this is crucial that they pick it up. If they want to have a hope of putting up a fight in this second half and taking this first map, they need to win this pistol right here. And Glaive with the peek may get the info, but he decides to back off. Smart play from him.
The info he is getting is that NaVi are slow playing it, which is info he could have got either way.
Now, what's really interesting is that Copenhagen Wolves have no armor picked up. It's all nades and a kit on Nico, whereas NaVi is full armor practically. They have Seized with one smoke and one flash. So we have to see exactly where NaVi decide to use Seized, and it does look like it's going to be a B play. He's setting up for the CT smoke right now, and NaVi, as soon as this smoke clears here that Cajun B is looking at and Guardian is hiding behind, as soon as this smoke clears, it's going to be the go time. But smoke goes in, flash goes in, and that should be it.
He has another smoke though, so now actually there's going to be about 30 seconds left by the time NaVi can push through. That's not a lot of time, so they're going to skip it. They're going to say, right, we'll run for the smoke and make this happen anyway. Cajun missing a lot of shots. Kerrigan going to hit one, but it goes down. Headshot from Sousa. Now Cajun with a great one onto Guardian, puts it at a 4-on-3. That bomb is going to go down, but I don't think NaVi's going to have an easy time defending this. There are still a lot of flashbangs here on Copenhagen Wolves' side, and that can make a big difference. Seas and Starix are the two people left, and that bomb is not that far ticked at the moment. They're going to get a kill in here. Body shots raining in as Glaive is going to take down Starix. Seized falls, and that will be the end. Great retake from Glaive there. Double kill in return, and Copenhagen Wolves are going to at least win the pistol round, and that can be enough.
That is enough. Most importantly there, Copenhagen Wolves had the bodies to throw on the fire, basically, to put it out. 4v2, closing in, just playing it very patiently as well, looking in from Garden, checking all the angles, essentially, just to triangulate where those NaVi members were on that map. So NaVi, they get the plant, which is important. They're going to be able to ramp up the pressure fairly early in the 18th round. But still, Copenhagen Wolves get that start.
I'm so glad you're not a firefighter, Semler. I feel like you would be the worst.
Yeah, right? I was really like, just put a
more
couple
people
more on there.
Send more people in the building.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people to feed at Gamescom.
That's definitely true. All right, it's going to be the 7th. Gamescom is so big.
It's humongous. It's like for those
I've
of you who've
never
been
seen
to
anything
DreamHack,
like it.
For those of you who've been to DreamHack, it's like 2 halls at Gamescom is practically like pretty much just DreamHack right there in like 2 halls. And there's 8, 10 halls here at Gamescom. It's insane how big it is. You walk around for an hour and you haven't even seen half of it.
Yeah, we did that yesterday. Walked for an hour and we only saw half the venue. That's just stupid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay, 17th round is coming up here, and it is a scoreline of 12-4. But as you did point out earlier, notoriously these Danish teams are pretty good on the CT side, and Glaive especially on Inferno has been proven in the past to be really strong. So we'll see if they can make it happen. Nico only has a 5-7. He's going to be picking up an AWP later, but he already shuts down to 11. That's an unfortunate headshot for him, his point of view. Glaive is there to cover it up if anything happens.
That's really scary, but yeah, you're right. That's the thing. If Nico falls back, Glaive is there to fill that gap. He's the one who's rotating around to try and cover the angles. Now NaVi are going to try and put the pressure on here. It's going to be Nico to spot one. He gets the headshot on Zeus, and he spots Edward going into Speedway. So the information is there now for Copenhagen Wolves. You can already see Cajun B set up, and he gets the kill on Edward. And now it's turning into a party for Kerrigan, picking up the 1.
Yeah, it is. Seized very low on health here, but it looks like they're going to completely deny the bomb site to NaVi. So that's really good. Don't want to give them any free bomb plants at all. They did get one in the pistol round, and that's already enough for bomb downs, and that's going to be it. Nobody dies either for Copenhagen Wolves. That's a really good start from their point of view. But NaVi, they didn't really invest into that last round. They are going to be picking up rifles in this one.
Yeah, and Nico, we see him going up to that AWP. So important that he stayed alive, really. I mean, he would have had enough. I mean, 5750, that's enough to be able to buy just an AWP and Kevlar, but now he gets to have a bit of the gear to go with it.
Yeah.
The nades, the smokes, the kit, the whole shebang, the whole kit and caboodle, the tamale. So, Copenhagen Wolves now. Nico, this is what we kind of expect from him. He's actually going to be going very aggressive as fast as possible up into second mid, but that's not where the party's at. NaVi, they're putting the pressure in B, and Cajun is actually going to roast Edward.
He was trapped in that corner, and I think there was a flash to follow, so that's unfortunate, especially because they didn't kill Carrigan. He survives incredibly on 3 points of health, and that's enough at this point to put him all the way back to a safe position. So good start for Copenhagen Wolves, even though it was close.
That was very scary indeed there for a second. But they managed to hold good nades and good teamwork, really. NaVi not really able to get too much done. A good nade there from Glaive to actually do quite a bit of damage to Guardian. And it just seems like NaVi, they're going to set up shop here because, again, they don't really have too many nades. They only have the 1 smoke and 2 flashes. B site seems like the place to go.
Yeah,
that's what makes sense, really, because it's with the smoke, you really just need to land that smoke on CT. Cut off CT with 1 smoke, and then just land the shots when you're going up onto that B site. As we can see here, you know, the position that Glaive is holding, that's where they're looking to put that smoke down. Just cut him off, and then ideally just have Cajun B to deal with on the site proper. So NaVi, it seems like for now, are they going to be backing off? No, they're just making sure they're not going to get flanked.
They're going to wait until the smoke is gone before they push through. And that's going to leave them almost no time. And now look what Copenhagen Wolves are doing. This is smart play. They're deciding if we just stay alive for, what, 5 seconds in this bomb site, we can basically win the round. So now the clock's really running here. NaVi have to move much quicker than they are right now. Zeus is going to go down. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Glaive finally falls. And oh my god, they get the kill on Cajun as well. That means they're going to get the bomb down with 3 seconds left. That was expert timing from NaVi. That was just really, really well calculated. Now it's a 3-on-3 retake here. And Copenhagen Wolves are not actually in a great position. Guardian is going to pick up a double kill there. Takes down Pimp. And 2-on-3 now.
2-on-3, and it seems like this is going to be too much here for Copenhagen Wolves. They decide to back off and hold on to the guns. Seized. He's not pleased by that idea. He catches Kerrigan on the way out. But Nico getting away with that AWP is fairly important here for Copenhagen Wolves.
It is. It absolutely is. But I want to issue a bit of a disclaimer, a warning here. Please, if you're in matchmaking, and really especially if you're in a matchmaking game with me, do not try this at home. Don't push when there's only, what, 18 seconds left. That is absolute madness. The chances that will go wrong is that they're astronomical.
Well, what's even crazier is that is NaVi's style. That's almost their signature. It's just leaving themselves, you know, barely 30 seconds, 20 seconds left, and they're running it down, and you're thinking this is impossible. Like, they're not going to be able to get the shots. They're not going to be able to land the shots to get this site. And sure enough, NaVi, they somehow manage it every freaking time. Well, maybe not every time, but still, it's so close.
Yeah, but more than they should.
More than they should, that's right. So it really is a scary situation, and NaVi seem to thrive in that sort of situation. So,
Nico, again, he didn't pick up the kill there. He wanted to try and go aggressive again.
Well, that's the really crucial thing here is that NaVi, they managed to get that round. Now they're at 13. They only need 3 rounds here to pick up their first map. And Copenhagen Wolves, if they lose this, they're ecoing the next round.
Yeah.
NaVi will be at match point before they can even think about buying guns again. It's a very tough time here for the Danes, Anders.
Definitely is, and we see the clear symptoms of their lack of economy in those FAMASs. Really interesting Molotov there to check that corner that's been really popular. So I really like that. We've seen Molotov used to check a lot of corners on Inferno, but if NaVi can keep coming up with new ways of doing it, that's definitely important.
No, I like the rotation here from Copenhagen Wolves as well. They're trying to basically make it so that they can rotate quickly over. That's Glaive. Now as we see him making his way over to CT, they're going to potentially buy the fake here. There are 2 members left alive for NaVi. They've got the smokes. And they're going to make this look like it's going to be a B play after all. Only problem is, it's going to be at A. The bomb is working its way through, and it's going to be coming out through mid fairly soon here.
Cajun comes out on top in that really confusing smoke fight. Nico missing a shot that he can't afford to miss. They got to connect with those AWP shots, otherwise it's not really much good at all. Pimp down in the pit is really strong here, and Zeus is going to be hiding in the connector. He takes down Glaive, turns around. Nico is going to pick up the kill, finally. And now it's a 1-on-3 for Guardian. He can put the bomb down. He should put the bomb down here with 8 seconds left. He's going to accomplish that much, but this 1-on-3 is still really tough for him to win. He's going to put a bit of a flashbang there, and then he actually goes aggressive, which I think is really smart here. Guardian wants to limit the options for them, but he's going to get taken down by Cajun B. I still think that was the best idea he could have had then.
That was a sick flash as well. I almost wish that he managed to really just go out full aggression and take that peek and actually look towards long, because he would have got 2 freebies. But unfortunately for him, Guardian, he stays too passive on the site, and they manage to overwhelm him in the end.
So I think the thought coming into that round from NaVi is that, all right, we've been going B the last 4 rounds in a row. We're going to fake going B and then go A instead. And actually, maybe that play was so obvious that Copenhagen Wolves did not quite buy it. Maybe if they had won the battle over in the smoke, if Cajun hadn't picked up that first kill, maybe that would have been enough for them to force a rotation on someone like Nico. But the way it wasn't really sold well enough, I think, from NaVi's point of view.
Well, Nico getting information early and then also not dying. Pimp getting the first kill on short already, that's huge.
Yeah.
Him staying alive, but then Nico staying alive as well. Doing that sick 180, I mean, come on, he should have been dead there from Zeus.
Oh, Carrigan. That was flashed in by Glaive, and then the instant pickoff they managed to line up for him accidentally, unfortunately for NaVi, as they were falling back. And that's some pretty lucky timing there, but that's exactly what they needed. Now they're waiting, hoping that someone's going to fall back to a safer position, and then it turns out to be not so safe. The game is up, though. StarX is going to give it away, and there's 55 seconds, which in NaVi's world is plenty of time.
It's a lifetime. They have all year long. They're going to go make a sandwich real quick. They'll be back soon. But there it is. Guardian stagger peek onto Nico at Arch, and that's going to clear it up. It's going to be Pimp now alive, alone on this A side. A man is rotating in through CT. But we still have NaVi kind of floating around Arch, expecting that to come through. Glaive giving him his position away, essentially, with that flash. And now they're looking to wrap around on him. He spots Edward, though. Lucky Glaive. And that's very well done by him.
They need to kill either Glaive or Pimp in the pit. One of these two men have to fall before they can easily put down the bomb. They've smoked him off, so that's a good start. But Pimp in that pit is still the main thing. Glaive can't pick up the kill, and now Pimp is all alone. He's going to spray, and StarX will take him down. Pimp had to connect with that shot. Now it's a 2-on-3. Glaive coming in, and he's going to get taken down. That's a second kill for the Slovakian AWPer, and it's going to be Carrigan in a 1-on-3 here. Just hiding in the B bomb site, which is definitely the smart choice. If we bring up the scoreboard, what is the money like for Copenhagen Wolves, I wonder? It's
shattered.
Not looking good. Shattered.
They've spent way too much money trying to get everybody re-equipped. I mean, they go for the force buy with the FAMAS buy. You know, that's already telling you the tale right there. Just that Copenhagen Wolves, they're under pressure. They have to get rounds, but they don't have the money to go for full buys. And if they lose one round, that's going to be it. I mean, Carrigan can hold on to one rifle here, but that's...
So there is an interesting change, I think, when you look at the scoreboard for NaVi, which is the fact that they actually all are playing really well at the moment, which is, when you go back to their online performances, the ones where they've actually won, it's been Edward, it's been Seized, it's been Guardian stepping up and getting 30 kills just to pull NaVi through. So the fact that now they're on LAN and they're all functioning at much the same level, I think it's a really healthy sign. Because if just one guy has, is doing a little bit better, that's going to be enough at this point. They're all so strong. 14-6 here, and for Copenhagen Wolves, they force it up.
They have to, basically, because this is it. NaVi 1 round away from at least getting match point, if not overtime. So this is a big situation now. Copenhagen Wolves once again having to just go to the wall. 2 shotguns picked up. Like, that's how close it is right now. They need desperately to just have some firepower on their side to stop the pushes coming in from NaVi. Glaive gets flashed in to take a peek. He's not going to really see anything, though. But I do like the position. The forward, is he really going to go into this? And he is, again with the flash. And he gets the opportunity. He did spot a man behind woodlogs, though, so that's some information there for his team. But it's still not enough for them to be able to just decisively end this. NaVi need to be doing some pushing.
They do. They're checking everywhere. They really want to be sure that they're not going to get caught off by any weird Danish tricks. Wow, that's distracting.
Yeah, in more ways than one, man. In more ways than one.
Yeah. We do have Carmack joining us in the studio for a quick peek in. Oh, interesting.
I mean, Carmack's physique, you got to work long and hard at that, Anders.
Yeah.
All we can do is just stare in awe.
Copenhagen Wolves have a really good chance of holding this. They've got 4 people already. Smokes are going to go in as well. And now let's see. Cajun picks off Zeus here, and it's going to be a 4-on-5. Not exactly the best start for NaVi. And look at the time again, 20 seconds. This is, again, bordering on the absurd for the CIS team, but maybe they can make it work. Guardian has picked up Cajun, 15 seconds, 14. It's running down here. Pimp's going to pick up the one, Seized with the return. Nico goes down, and they're going to get the bomb plant again. They have to pick it up quick here. 6 seconds. Are they really going to get it?
They're going to get it. They're going to get it. They've got the time. 5 seconds. It takes 4 seconds to plant the bomb, or just a hair under 4 seconds. So NaVi, they do it in the nick of time and get the headshot as well. Glaive is gone, and the Danes... This is it. They have no money left. Their economy is broken going into the final round, potentially, of this first map here.
Guardian... Oh, well, not Guardian. NaVi right now is that really, really annoying person at the poker table that gets, like, 2-7 offsuit and then just tries to run with it anyway, and they end up getting the right cards at the end. That's basically NaVi. When you have that little time left, I mean, if Nico hits the shot with the Max 7, the round is over.
If he gets the man on balcony.
Yeah, if he kills one guy in that push when they push in, the round is over. Now, instead, we're at matching that point for NaVi. They're cutting it so close, but obviously, it's all pretty much an illusion because they really don't have the 2-7 offsuit on their hand. They planned this all along.
Yeah, it's all part of... This is their strategy. This is why they're the only team. It's like Hellraisers try and imitate it, but NaVi are the guys who have perfected just playing with 15 seconds left. They're the madmen. I mean, they're adrenaline junkies, essentially, because really all you can do is wince and just look at the clock tick down, and are NaVi going to get that plan? They do every single time. It's insane. But Copenhagen Wolves, you know, it's just a double shotgun play, 3 pistols. This is all they've got to work with here. Again, they need to just come up with some big shots, but they haven't really been getting them this half.
Not so much, no. Glaive is going to attempt a grenade into the boiler room, not going to connect with anything. And Nico's hiding over towards the archway. It's a really good position, actually, for the Max 7. But there's still a lot to ask of him to pick up this kill. And NaVi playing it so slowly and carefully. Zeus could be going down here, actually. Glaive trying to fall back. Nico right on the edge. He misses the shot. He misses another one. And he's not even going to get a 3rd strike before he's out. Glaive is going to go down right through the smoke. Guardian picking up the kill. And it feels like we're nearing the end here for Copenhagen Wolves.
They know exactly where Pimp is as well. Starks manages to pick him off from balcony. And now it's all down to Cajun B. And his Juan Dig here. He gets 1 in 2. But he can't get Zeus. The God strikes. And it's 16-6, the final score here. First map of Group B. And NaVi will be going on to tomorrow's match in the winners.
Yes, they will. And Copenhagen Wolves are going to have to play against either LC or LDLC, depending on who loses that match, of course.